podcast. Yo, we come from Dog States to the team at the Barclays. The Old Heads podcast. Yo, from what's going 100 to job being wanted. The Old Heads podcast. Yo, let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Old Heads, episode 96. Back in the basement, man. Another great day to be alive. Of course, happy 420, man, to all you people out there that do what you do. Happy 420, man. I wish I could partake, but hey, I'm an old head, man. Got to be an adult, so it is what it is. But back in the basement, man, we got a great show today. Of course, we're going to be talking about, man, Zach Edey, man. Rasheed Wallace said he should be the first pick in the draft. How do you guys feel about that? Of course, the NBA playoffs, we're going to be picking who do we think is going to make the conference finals in each conference, as well as we're going to be talking about the NFL draft. 3 teams that we think should trade up or down. And then, of course, 10 questions this week. Last week, we did our top 10 comedians of all time, stand-up comedians of all time. We had some disagreements on people who we didn't think was funny. So this week, we're doing 10 questions. We're going to do top 10 comedians or sitcoms that we feel like aren't funny, but a lot of people think are funny. So, but hey, if you don't know, I'm your co-host Omar, aka O'Milly, aka that dude, aka Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. And old heads, man, sports entertainment, back in the basement. I'm gonna let this brother introduce himself, and man, we're gonna go right into it.
Man, y'all already know, man. It's Hend OG, aka French Loaf, aka Mr. Honey Pack himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And of course, we gotta start off how we always start off, man, with Hendo's hot takes, man. What's the hot takes for today?
These goddamn Bulls. The Bulls had one of the most up and down seasons I think we could ever watch with a team. There was a lot of highs and there was a lot of lows.
Man.
But for seeing a team compete this well, I guess, with 2 young guys who really stepped up, with Kobe White, who had a really breakout season to me, and Ayu Dasamayu, who actually had a very upgraded season. I wouldn't say it was amazing, but he definitely looking like he has some potential going to the future. Still a lot of disappointments with Zach LaVine. I think we know what we need to do with him, but man, the fact that we go in and we have this phenomenal game against the Hawks and then we just literally shit the bed against the Heat has become a very tiresome story. Mm-hmm. Very tiresome story. And we couldn't even beat them with their best player out. We let Tyler Hero damn near have a triple-double on us, and that something has to be said and done about stuff like that. We just really had a shit game. Missed a lot of open looks. We had shots. They played a good game, but inevitably played catch up against them the whole time. Got our ass busted, man. So shout out to a very mediocre season. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, like I said. But we seen some talent come out this year that was surprising. But I think we need to, once again, make some moves in the off season that we still haven't done in 2-3 years. So
I agree, man. Yeah, that was sad, man. I really thought we'd pull it out, especially with them not having any Jimmy buckets. But hey, man, as always, next year, Chicago is a place I think that we have gotten free agents. You know, there aren't a ton of them out there next year, but you know, hopefully, you know, maybe we can hit in the draft, and we'll see moving forward. Talking about the NBA, with the playoffs ready to start, what is your favorite first round matchup in each conference?
I think
in the East, starting in the East, what's your favorite first round matchup?
I got to put it back to this Celtic Heat game. This is probably going to be one of the heavier matchups, I think, coming in the first round, considering the Heat put the Celtics out last year in the same bit. And, you know, to go on and go do what they had to do. But I think the Celtics, I think they're not letting that shit sit. Well, I think they need to come out and make a few statement games and show, you know, what they is, who they are, basically. And I think that's going to be the best game in the East.
Okay. I want a different route. I want the Bucks Pacers. I think with Giannis, looks like I'm not sure if he's going to be playing, but it sounds like he won't be there at least for the first game. And then, of course, with that type of injury, it typically, you know, lingers. So, you know, he might feel like he's better, you know, but once he actually gets up to game speed, you know,
it's different.
It's different, you know what I'm saying? That thing could possibly, you know, tighten back up on him. So I think that puts a lot on Dame. Middleton hasn't been, you know what I'm saying, what I think since that injury. And I think the Pacers, a lot of people talk about their defense, which is absolutely true. But they're super young and they run like crazy. You know, they remind me of those old teams in the 80s, you know, in the West. You know,
Do you think they can beat the Bucks?
With Giannis possibly not being there. Yeah, and I think also with Doc, what happens if Milwaukee go up 3-1?
If Milwaukee goes up 3-1, that's a wrap.
No, with Doc record.
It's a wrap still. Milwaukee's not going to let that happen. Even with Doc's record like that, I don't think the team, if they somehow were to go up, they wouldn't lose steam because if they went up 3-1, that means they did it without Giannis.
No, that's what we don't. What's I'm saying?
No, I get it. But you know what I'm saying? If they were to do that and then get Giannis back, and Giannis can give them 30 points, they're definitely whooping them if they do that. With Bobby Portis down there, I think the biggest matchup we got to look on that is between Miles Turner and Bobby Portis at that point. Then,
I like that.
That's a huge matchup, both sides, because to me, I think Miles Turner is probably a better defender. Where I feel like Bobby Portis can pull Miles out that middle a little bit with that shot.
Yeah,
because he's a decent shooter.
But that's the same thing that Miles can do. Miles is also a good. Miles can also shot to the 3-point. That's one thing that makes him actually, I think, underrated and super unique, is that he can, as a big man, go out there and shoot the three. I really love Miles Turner. Should have been an All-Star at some point in his career. What about in the West?
I think the best game to look for coming out that West is probably the best series. I think right now, I think the game to watch is going to be the Suns versus the Wolves, but I think the best series is going to be Mavs versus Clippers. I think that's really going to be the best series coming out of that. I'm pretty sure that's going to go down to a 6-game series.
Yeah, that's who I picked as well. Clippers, Mavs. I think that's gonna be.
But the game to watch is gonna be that Wolves versus the motherfucking Suns, because that's basically the best defensive team versus a very good offensive team. I'm not gonna say they're the best offensive team because they're not, but they can heat up at any given moment and be like that in the playoffs, given their offensive power. So you barely got like a really offensive heavy team versus one of the better defensive teams.
Timberwolves. Excuse me. Phoenix Suns, 95.
120 Wolves.
Man,
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be the game to watch. It's gonna be the game to watch because if Durant fucked that off, how you fucking that off and you got all that talent out there? That's what I'm saying.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Did you see any of the game?
No, I didn't watch any of the game, but I damn near put some money on that series.
Oh wow, they spanked them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Clippers Mavs. The thing is, Luka has lit up. You would think having those terrific
he'll light the motherfuckers up.
No, that's what I'm saying. With those terrific perimeter defenders and Paul George and Leonard, I think he's averaging almost like 40 against those guys. But the thing is, the Clippers have won, a lot of those. But Kyrie is having possibly his best season we've seen so far. He's been incredibly efficient. Him and Luka can't give you 90.
The only thing about that series, the downfall is that is because we know the Mavs bench is a little shaky, and it's compared to the Clippers bench. It looks very shaky because the Clippers have a very deep bench. And that's the only because when it comes for those minutes where these guys are going to be putting in big times, when it comes down to game 3 and game 4s, you're going to have somebody that needs to step up for y'all. And that's the biggest question. Who's going to step up in these key moments? We know the all-stars that can possibly step up for the Clippers, but who's going to do that for the Mavs to set them over the limit?
I think it's more established who's going to do it for the Mavs, I think, because that's what Kyrie, in my opinion, is at his best when he's the second option.
Yeah.
When it was him and LeBron, and they won their chip, he was the second option, but he could also be a closer.
Right.
I think that's a big thing now. That's really going to help the Mavs. Is that now that Luka in the past, come fourth quarter, he almost kind of did run out of gas. Same thing with Joel Embiid. because
That's a real thing.
Because he's so ball dominant, he has the ball in his hands. No matter how good conditioning you are, still playoff.
You're required to do everything.
You're getting bumped, you're falling, this and that. So come fourth quarter, he would kind of slow down. Now I think having Kyrie as that second option, he can kind of more or less pace himself, and then come fourth quarter, okay, Kyrie, do your thing. And then Luka's also a phenomenal passer,
right,
as well. So that West is going to be, fun, I think, in general. Moving right along, Caitlin Clark set to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. How much of an impact will she have on the ratings in the WNBA?
I think a lot of people will start watching it. I mean, I feel like she's going to have a very Victor Wembanyama-like year. I feel like she's going to have amazing stats, but the team might suffer a little bit, until they get where they need to be. But I think she will be highly viewed, especially when they play Chicago.
Mm.
I think that Indiana versus Chicago game is going to be a huge game.
I think so too. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be a highly viewed matchup too. So I think I know a lot of people are going to just want to check her out to see if she was worth everything. All that bark is still there. So I think she's going. If we were going to put a percent on it, I think viewage for that will probably go up 30%, 40%.
Really?
Yeah.
I know for the national championship game, it was viewed by 18.7 people, along with the fever ticket prices right now at over $600. And then she's also just signed a new deal with Nike, being one of only 3 women in the WNBA. Her, Stewie, and Sabrina, who plays for the New York Liberty. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of people, they love her style of basketball. She is a phenomenal player. I think like any player, I think she will have her growing pains as a rookie, but it sure seems like it, man. It sure seems like a lot of people, really love her and they love her story. So I mean, for the WNBA, I hope them girls get paid more than what they're getting paid, and that all comes with viewership and sales and this and that. So
sometimes it ain't gonna be in the form of the money, how much they get paid, like by the organization, because they still do that to even players, on male players, and even different sports. It's all about those endorsements. Those endorsement monies are huge. She won't get paid nearly through her contract as much as she'll get paid through Nike.
Oh yeah. I totally agree with that.
Wheaties will probably cut her a bigger check than what her contract would be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that's where it is with her.
Yeah.
I always said that. Even Gronk could tell you his first couple of years.
It's always been.
Yeah.
Even Michael Jordan was underpaid for years.
Right. Endorsements.
He was making $40 million.
Ballpark Franks might have brought him in $3 million at least.
Hanes, you know what I'm saying?
Wheaties.
Bro, and MJ had
Gatorade.
Man, MJ was selling. So
right.
Everything straight up. One player who isn't selling anything right now, just selling free game and ass whoopings if you get out of pocket. One of my favorite players, Rasheed Wallace, former All-Star Rasheed Wallace, said Zach Edey should go first in the draft. What would be the best fit for the big man, in your opinion?
I think he'd be a great fit in Miami. I think if you were to put him down there and company with him, Bam, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and whoever else they're gonna have, I think that'd be some weapons right there. I think that'd be the mentality you would want your big man.
Bam would actually play his natural position,
right, as a small. Yep.
I love that idea. Wow, I didn't even think about that. I would say a top pick, in my opinion, is a bit rich. I think top 5, in my opinion, isn't crazy. He was the most dominant player in college basketball the past 2 years. He's also improved drastically from last year to this year. With his size, 7'4", touch around the rim, makes free throws. His conditioning is vastly improved. He played all 40 minutes in the championship game, and people forget he's been in college 4 years, but he's only 21. Jokic, Sengun, Brook Lopez, and his prime, Marc Gasol, have all been big men who might not have been super athletic, but their skill and size have kept them in the league, and not just being in the league, but successful, either being an all-star or on rare occasions like Jokic, multiple-time MVP. Is this the weakest draft? I think that's hard to say, but I will say it could be one of the weakest drafts. I think when you look at that 2000 class, where the best players coming out, only players that make an all-star team out that class was Kenyon Martin, whose career was robbed injuries, Jamal McGlure, and Michael Redd. So I think it's far too early to say if this is going to be the weakest draft. You can look on paper and say, this is a weak draft.
Right.
It's been draft in the past where, people thought it was weak, and then,
End up panning out.
and then end up having, they always did have this guy and this guy, and, so I think it's just far too early. And then especially, a lot of these guys are super young.
Yeah.
This is that final class of that COVID year, so you got a mixture of guys who are either super young, or you guys like a guy like Armando Bacot out of North Carolina. He's 24 years old. You know what I'm saying, with the COVID. So I think this is just kind of a weird year. Next year, I think it'll be a much better draft. Guys like Cooper Flag and this and that coming out. But I don't know, man. How you feel about Edie?
I like him. I think, like I said, I don't know if number one might be in there, but definitely within like the top
one.
8.
Top 8.
Top 8. You know what I'm saying? I can't say top 10. I mean that'd be a little. If he made it to like the 9 or 10 spot, that'd be crazy.
I thought another spot. Miami is a phenomenal spot. I thought another spot that would actually be good would be the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know how.
At the 4.
I don't know if him and it's just too many people got to demand that middle over there to know where to score. Sometimes it's not all of them shooters. I'm thinking of something like the team with other shooters at least that doesn't have to, or at least mid ranges that don't demand that middle area. Because Bam, he's a good 15, 14 range shooter. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy gets to the mid range. Yeah. Tyler, 3-point.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I just don't. I think they require because LeBron, he shoots well, but he shoots better mid range.
No, but I was saying to be on that second unit, because if LeBron stays, Denver ain't going nowhere. So I think to have another big body in the playoffs to throw at Jokic, and it's not like I say, he's athletic. He doesn't get in a ton of foul trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he
trying to think of like the system though, like what they run. Cause sometimes they be running AD a little ragged, and they be trying to run too much.
Well, that's his condition. He played all 40 minutes in a national championship game as a 7-4 guy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Switching gears, man. Moving to football. Name 3 teams in the NFL draft that should either trade up or down in the first round. And number 3, I got the Vikings. I think they should trade up to get an elite quarterback. I personally think Penix would be the best fit, but they seem enamored on J.J. McCartney and the team already having the pieces to be a playoff team. You have to go after a franchise quarterback. So I think if they could give up a few picks, I would say it's worth it. I think the Vikings should absolutely trade up. If they think JJ is their guy, they already got the best probably wide receiver in the league in Jefferson. You got a phenomenal tight end. You got Addison on the other side, who might be the best 2 in the league. They got all the pieces, I think, to be a playoff team and possibly make a deep playoff run. If they can get what they think is a franchise quarterback. We saw what C.J. Stroud, did. So, I don't know. Who do you think, man? Number 3?
I also had the Vikings at number 3.
Okay.
They need to bump up and get a quarterback over there that's going to be worth of some talent while they still got JJ over there. Otherwise, they're going to be wasting his talents because he'll only have a window of so many years that he's going to be relevant and good before he wants to leave. And so you might as well get somebody over there that he can at least build with for a little bit so y'all can lock him into a multi-bigger contract or whatever they have to do. I think they already tried to lock him in or have.
JJ who?
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Try to lock him into a contract. If he's the one who want to stay, he's going to want to have a quarterback there that can throw.
I thought you were talking about J.J. McCarthy.
No. Hell no. I'm talking about the main receiver over there. If he's not getting the ball then what the fuck is the point? So he needs a quarterback over there that can at least get that ball to him and be able to throw. They have no time to be waiting around with like old vets and stuff like that. They need to get somebody young over there and change up that atmosphere. So they have a few pieces that they can let go and get up there if they need to. But they need to definitely go and get a quarterback.
I like that. And number 2 for me, I went with the Patriots. I think they need to absolutely trade down out that 3 spot. Unlike the Vikings, the Patriots I think have far too many holes. I think getting a franchise quarterback, I think we all know can absolutely change, an organization, a city around. If you look at the C.J. Stroud effect. But I think putting a rookie quarterback in that situation, they have probably the worst, no disrespect at all, but they probably have the worst skill position. Definitely wide receiver room in the league. They don't have a lot of depth at running back. Just their whole offensive, they're probably the worst offensive team.
Yeah, they need some talent.
And then you're also talking about playing in the cold.
Right.
They got some holes on defense. So actually, their defense isn't bad at all.
It's not terrible, but it's not complete.
Actually, they actually have a good defense, but they do possibly have some holes over there. But I just think that would just be a horrible situation to put a rookie quarterback in right now. I think you trade back, you build up your offense, get as many. This is a deep wide receiver class. Mm-hmm. You go after as many skill position players as you can, running backs, wide receivers first, possibly tight ends, and then you just kind of, because he's going to be there. Mayo's going to be there for at least another 3-4 years.
Right.
So then maybe next year you go after a quarterback that's coming out, or maybe a year after that, maybe an Archie Manning or something like that. But that's who I feel like the Patriots. But who do you have at number 2? I think they should trade down.
At number 2, I believe I had the Bears. I believe the Bears need to trade up and see what they need to do to try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. only visited 2 facilities on his time out. It was Arizona and it was the Chicago Bears. I think, personal opinion, that Arizona needs more than a stud receiver. I think a stud receiver would help some of their woes, but I feel like Murray fluctuates sometimes throwing the ball. I think he struggles. And if he struggles, then Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to struggle as well. And I think when it comes down to that, I think Arizona knows they need a little bit more to be contenders. So if I was them, I'd probably take a look at another receiver, but trade down in order that and try to get some more picks and acquire some more talent in year 2. So if Kyler Murray doesn't pretend to work out this year, because there's a good chance he might not just work out in that system, that they would have the proper picks to move on and make a decision if they needed to. Or if they needed to trade and get better, grab somebody right now, they would have the potential to do that. But I do think they need to trade back, because I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to make them a winning team. He's going to be an amazing receiver, but I think he struggles with them. Mm-hmm. If that's the move they show. If I was them, I think I would trade back and try to acquire some more pieces. Because there's some, like you said, this is a very, very deep wide receiver class. It is very deep. And he's a big name. But do you guys really need him? Or would you guys really have like 4 guys, 3 guys? You know what I'm saying? And a pick for next year. So I kind of feel like they need to go in that direction.
Okay.
Cardinals need to trade back.
That's crazy. I went with my number 1 team need to trade up and down. I picked the Bears as well. I would love to see Chicago with that 9th pick. Now we could get Roma Dunze, who is an absolute dog. And man, that boy is nice. And I realize how big he is. He's like 6'3". He's a freak. And what I love about him is you get some guys who in college all they do is play in the slot, so you kind of don't know if they can play on the outside. Right. Rome can do a little bit of everything, and then he can also punt return as well, which this year with the rule change can be huge. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I love Rome, but I think if we can trade up that 9th pick with possibly even the 3rd pick, if we can maybe do what Houston did last year with the Patriots, and we can give them that 9th pick. How about if we give them the 9th pick and then that next year's second round pick.
That's kind of what sometimes the trading factor is.
No,
A lot of people are really looking at that like that. No, that second round pick that we had, that's a real
from
thing.
the Panthers, right?
Yeah, that's a real
from
thing.
the Panthers for next season, right? So we
Yep.
give up that 9th pick this year and the second round pick for next year. That would be crazy if we got DJ Moore, we got our star right tackle, what's his Darnell Wright, right?
Right.
We got Caleb Williams, our franchise quarterback, theoretically,
Yep.
and we got Marvin Harrison Jr. for Bryce Young.
Right.
That would be the greatest trade, in my humble opinion, of all time. To get all of that from the Panthers for that
Right.
one pick, that would be that's what I would like to see Chicago do, in my opinion. If we can
That was
get
your number one?
That was my number one. The Bears trading up.
That was my number one too.
Okay.
I feel like the Bears do need to trade up, and I feel like that'd probably be a beneficial thing if we knew we were locked in at certain spots to grab him and either or. Like I said, Roman, he's nice too. I wouldn't matter, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is just a matter of can he work that slot, and I believe he can, and I think that'd be a great addition to have.
Hell yeah.
No, that would definitely because some people that's arguably working a slot and going across that middle sometimes is arguably one of the hardest.
But that's the thing. He wouldn't have to. We could put Keenan in the slot.
True, and I get it, but
Put Keenan in the slot. Then you got Moore and you got
Right.
Moore and Harrison on the outside. Put Keenan in the slot.
to
And
me,
he a technician. He probably the
I
best
really
route
put
runner in the
Harrison
league.
there because that speed coming across there and then would be the late break because all eyes would be on the two guys regardless. He splits it.
I mean, they're
It'd be so many
interchangeable.
weapons, yeah.
They're interchangeable.
Yeah, but I think that'd be the best look. If we was able to do that, that'd probably be one of the best moves a GM has pulled off in a very long time.
Like I said, I would love to see that happen. But
Let that man cook.
man, let him cook, man. Talking about cooking, has it been crazy to you? We've seen more and more players. Y'all let us know too in the comments, man. It seems like it's been crazy how we've seen more and more players in the NBA having career high scoring nights in the NBA. And it got me thinking, what are the 3 most random breakout games you've seen firsthand that come to mind? And number 3 for me, I remember watching LeBradford Smith, who used to play for the Washington Bullets, lighting up Michael Jordan for 37 points in the first round
I heard of
of
it.
the playoffs. I remember watching that game live, like, what the hell is going on? Like, really? And I want to say it was the first game of the series, LeBradford Smith. But yeah, I remember that game vividly. What about you, Hendo, at number 3?
I did all my games from this year.
Oh,
This
wow.
is so my number 3 was watching Victor Wembanyama put up 40 points and 20 rebounds versus the Knicks.
Ooh.
That was nuts.
Ooh.
And the Knicks, I feel like the Knicks, I'm very sure Randall was already out. So they had the other dude, Haberstein, whatever his name is. So I do put that in the factor, but man, to put up, 40, 20, you a rookie? Like, yeah, that's tough. That was tough, though. He's putting up numbers.
I've been telling people about Wemby for the past, 4 years, maybe even longer. Guys, go check my page. Ask the brother Terrence Bird, bro. I was telling, bro, it's a French dude out there who, man, they said if he just, can stay injury-free, nice.
It'd be nice.
But, yeah, man, Wemby, man, the alien, man. The original alien is Jordan, but, man, Wemby's different. For me, in number 2, it was Charles Smith of the LA Clippers. Y'all need to check out Charles Smith. A lot of people, y'all might know him from he played with the Knicks. He was crazy, 6'10", small forward, played super out of position. He was power forward all day. But anyway, Charles Smith with the Clippers scoring 50 points back in 1990. That was nuts because it came out of so left field. Straight up. Everybody's like, Charles Smith scored 50. What?
He says Charles Smith.
Hendo, number 2 for you.
Kobe White of the Bulls putting up 42 points versus the Hawks.
Love that Kobe White kid,
Out
man.
the blue. He just started turning up. Shout out to Kobe White, man.
I love Kobe White, man. I love that kid.
I hope he stay a Bull forever.
Man, for real, man. When they drafted him, I wasn't happy.
I was a little biased. I knew what he could kind of do, but I was like, but then he's panned out.
No, I didn't. I took one interview they did with him. Literally that night, he still had the hat on, and he was so happy for his teammate. He was like, he went. I think he went to the Suns, so I can't remember. He's a shooter. He was like, he went 12. What? He's like, I'm so happy for that kid. And I was like, man, I gotta love this kid, man. To have that much love for your teammate on a night that you've been, you know what I'm saying, looking forward to your whole life. So, man, super happy for Kobe White. He probably won't win MIP, most improved player this year. That'll probably go to Tyrese Maxey. But if I had a vote, man, Kobe, man, I would have to give it to you. But number one for me, most random scoring performance that you've seen firsthand for me, Derrick Rose dropping a career-high 50 points way out of his prime for the Minnesota Timberwolves on Halloween in 2018. That was crazy, bro. That was nuts. What about for you, Hendo?
Tyrese Maxey dropping 52 points versus Spurs.
Yeah.
That was nuts. I watched that. I watched all three of these games, and they was crazy.
Yeah.
They was crazy. I witnessed all three of these games, and I was like, man, stop playing.
He's nice, bro.
When he starts getting this bag, he nice, man.
He's still so young, man. He's so fucking young.
You can tell who put in the work in the offseason. That's all.
Yeah.
You can tell amongst the list of my guys, you can tell who put the work in and who has to put in more work.
That's true. That kid is special, man. He can score that thing, man. Now we got playoff time right now. This is probably one of my favorite times of the year, along with March Madness. Name your 5 favorite playoff moments in NBA history. And number 5, who you got, Hendo? What's your 5th favorite playoff moment of all time?
When Dame hit that big ass shot over Paul George, that 3-point, and they held him up there, and all the look he had, he was like this.
Oh, like Prince.
They was taken away.
Duh.
Yeah, that got to be my number. That's my number
Really?
5. Man. That shit was so cold, dog.
That was wild.
He just walked him up. Bam! And he couldn't try to do nothing. And then Paul George's interview had to be the best. You know, it was a bad shot.
Yeah.
I think it was a bad. Look at that. Like, boy, come on, man. You better show that.
Shut hating ass out.
Oh,
Pick your
shit.
face up, nigga. Number 5 for me, it would have to be Shaquille O'Neal alley-oop from Kobe, June 4th, 2000. I remember watching that game. I think I was. Well, you know what? Honestly, I think we was in Evergreen. I was in Evergreen by myself, and probably drinking, Sky Vodka or some shit. No, was Sky Blue? Was it?
Oh yeah, Sky Blue and Blue Bottle.
Yeah, I was probably drinking Sky. I think I was drinking Sky Blue.
It's not bad.
Messing with that maple. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there watching that game and Shaq. I'm like, oh shit! And I was still a huge Shaq fan, but yeah, that sticks out for me at number 5. Number 4.
Oh man.
Fourth favorite playoff moment of all time.
That's the only time you're gonna hear me say this, man. LeBron James block on Iggy, Cavs versus Warriors.
That was wild, bro.
That was wild,
That
dog.
was wild.
I had to give him this moment for that one. I can't even lie, dog. That was that shit was crazy, man. Dog came out of nowhere, pinned that bitch high off the glass too. Like, ooh shit. That's probably his biggest moment to me on defense.
When he did that shit, that reminded me, I remember we played, I went to Holy Trinity High School and we played Melvin Eli. He ended up playing in the NBA. And I think he was Mr. Basketball in Illinois and shit. Anyway, make a long story short, Melvin Eli's like 7 feet tall. Yeah, he's huge, bro. He wasn't a huge scorer, but he was throwing everybody shit. And he a yam on you, nigga. He fucking 6'11", 7 feet tall. So this nigga, my nigga went up for a layup, and I'll never forget this nigga Melvin Eli said,
Battery, huh?
Why he was blocking this shit? He said, And that's when LeBron went up, bro, and that's the shit, that's what it reminded me, like he said to Buddy ass in his head, like, But yeah, I don't know, that or that Giannis block is one of the greatest all-time blocks of all time, I think, in playoff history. My fourth favorite NBA playoff moment of all time, I'm watching this live. Denver beating Seattle in the first round of the AC, the Mutombo holding the ball on the ground with a huge smile on his face. May 7th, 1994. I remember that game. I was sick because I loved Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, but I was so happy for the Dikembe Mutombo because I was a big Georgetown fan, so that was dope, man. For AC to be the number one seed, that was huge. What about you?
For number 3?
Number 3, yes, sir.
Ray Allen's 3-point to tie the game for the Heat, Game 6.
The one that everybody say Ray Allen won the ring he won for LeBron.
I mean, that was cold, man. Time expiring.
He didn't win it for him.
Yeah.
It was cold.
That's what Ray do though. But that's a pressure shot, man.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. No different than what Steve Kerr did for Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Or Paxson. You know, so man, shooters do what they do. Role players do what they're supposed to do, man. That's what equal championships.
That's why Danny Green had a career.
Man, love Danny Green.
One of the best 3-and-D.
Man, that facts, bro. Shout out to Danny Green, man. Shout out to Danny Green and his podcast. And number 3 for me, I had to go with Iverson versus the Lakers in the finals when he stepped over Tyronn Lue. Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, bro, they might beat the Lakers. Then after that, the Lakers like, we good.
No.
Shut
all that shit up now.
We finna shut all that shit down. You have George Lynch started for you guys. Yeah, we finna stop playing.
Oh, we finna batter this dude.
Yeah. No disrespect to George Lynch. He was super nice.
He was, but he went against a very nice team.
Yeah, that team was, man. But yeah, I remember that vividly, man. AI stepping over. That was 2001 NBA Finals. Number 2, favorite playoff moment all the time.
Kawhi Leonard bucket over Embiid to close out that game for the series.
Wow, you went there.
That's a bucket. That's a tough bucket. That's I was like, man, that's a tough. That was, man, how he sat in that crowd, dog. He sat down there and B was over. He watched that motherfucker roll around.
Dog, that was wild, bro. The cyborg malfunction that time. That nigga didn't mean to fall down like that. Yeah, that was wild, dog. Yeah, that was a great shot.
It was.
And number 2 for me, it was wild, bro. I was a straight mama's boy. I was probably like, I was older than what I thought I was. I was 13, and I'll never forget, I used to go in my mom's room and lay down with my mom and watch TV, just like as a kid. So I never forget, I'm sitting back there watching the game, and I'm watching this, and it's Jordan sticking a mid-range dagger in Cleveland, but not the first time. It was the second time, and him sending them packing May 17th, 1993. Like I vividly remember laying in the bed with my mom watching the game and throwing my fist up when he hit that motherfucker. Like, yo, he did it again. Like he said, he swept them and sent these niggas home again with a fadeaway. So for me, that was definitely my second favorite playoff moment of all time. What about for you, man? Your favorite NBA playoff moment of all time?
I do got an honorable mention though before we get to my number 1. My honorable mention is any shot by Rob Horry in the fourth quarter in any playoff game. That's my honorable mention.
That's hard.
Because I couldn't name them all, but he had a bunch.
That's hard.
He had a bunch. But my number one most favorite playoff moment, MJ push-off, Jazz game.
Ooh.
Man, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I remember him coming out. I was like, man, how you gonna get him off? He said,
Ooh.
It was a rhapsody after that, man.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite moments.
That was wild. I remember that shit. I remember that shit. We was in the basement out south, and it was me, my homie Big Tony, and my girl, and my brother Bird. We in Tony basement. It's his brother Fats and some more niggas down there. Jordan hit that shot, bro. I bullshit you not. After that, went to the thing, and then after that, they won. This nigga Fat goes up in the ceiling, takes the tech out the ceiling, go in the backyard.
Bust it out.
Start busting the tech in the backyard, bro. But then it was some nigga that stayed next door who was a Utah Jazz fan. Everybody on the block went and poured beer on this nigga.
That's hilarious.
I'm talking about, bro, motherfuckers at his door knocking, bro. This motherfucker come outside, bro. Everybody poured beer on this nigga, bro. Bro, I had a 40 in my hand. Bird had one in his hand. This nigga Bird said, fuck it. I said, you know him? He said, nah, I said, I ain't gonna pour no beer on that man, bro. I don't know that man, bro. But
Hey,
I'm sorry, nigga,
you knew what it
whole
was.
block nigga came over. And
He kept
poured
answering
beer on
that
this
door,
man.
didn't he? No.
No, that nigga stood right there. That nigga did like this, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He knew what it was.
yeah, like nigga, like fuck you mean you like Utah, nigga. But for me, my number one favorite playoff moment of all time, man, Jordan again, the baseline dunk on the Knicks.
Yeah.
That was just what did we just see? You what the fuck was that? Like, I think they had everybody, like every kid the next day, like trying to do that move on the court. Like, of course, all of us couldn't dunk, but like just trying, like
We was on them crates heavy.
yeah, like on them crates heavy. Like how the fuck did he went and did what? Like how the what? Like that was so fucking crazy, man. Patrick Ewing was so bad. He was so bad they called a foul on him, bro.
He disrespected that
He
man.
was so
They
mad,
disrespected that
dog, with them long ass arms, them long ass ox cord arms.
He couldn't do shit
Dog.
with Mike ass.
Dog.
Mike or Pip. Mike and him was dunking all over. Pip was dunking all over his ass too.
Dog, and pushed him. Yeah, bro. That was, and he had the mics on, I want to say, when he did it. But that was hilarious. Speaking about hilarious, last week we did our top 10 stand-up comedians of all time. This week we're going to do our top 10 comedians and or sitcoms that people find are funny, but we think are overrated, or maybe not funny at all. At number 10, who you got, Hendo?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, he was a little comedian. Larry the Cable Guy was a blue collar comedian, man.
Oh, with the twang in his voice.
Yeah, man. It was like him. It was another guy with him. They used to go on a little three guy tour, man.
Okay.
It was him and Jeff Foxworthy or something like
Jeff
that.
Foxworthy.
Yeah.
I
He was one
got
of his
you, Larry
buddies.
the Cable Guy. That's a great fucking answer. I had something to shout about, but I had totally
He just really wasn't that funny. He could never sustain no funny shows. You know, he just wasn't really that funny.
Yeah, he was almost like that guy that you would see at the bar that just like he'll say funny shit at the bar.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And the way he say it with his voice.
He funny when he drunk.
Yeah.
But sober,
Give me a beer!
You
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the way
Type
he
shit.
said. At number 10 for me, I might get some pushback, but Lil Rel.
I know he was gonna be number 10 for you. I just knew
Yeah,
it.
Lil Rel. Lil Rel is not funny to me, bro. I did love his Christmas movie though. He did a Christmas movie.
Situational.
With Luda.
Situational.
What?
He's funny situationally.
Gotcha. I don't know. He's not funny to me, bro. Yeah, I'm not a big Lil Rel fan, but man, appreciate him. Happy he's doing well, but yeah, I'm surprised that he gets some of the roles he gets. Number 9, Hendo.
Ellen and both her shows. Before she had the Ellen show, she actually
Ellen and both her shows.
Before that, she actually had a show, like a sitcom show. Way before that shit wasn't funny neither. That shit was beat. I don't get the joke sometimes. Even on her show, like all she want to do is like find out people's fears and then just expose their fear. Like, so we heard you don't like snakes, and then they like tap you on the shoulder. It's like a 12-inch python on by your neck. Like that shit corny as hell. Like, so there's a rumor that you don't like clowns, and she'll have like a parade of clowns. Like, shorty, that's not funny. To a person like doing that shit who really don't like that shit, like that's not funny at all. Like, I remember when she tried to scare Puff Daddy, he jumped out and started dancing and stuff like I don't get that. So you just invite me to your shows to like expose my. Nah, man, I don't think that shit funny. And people just be laughing at it. Oh, yeah.
So you haven't seen your dad in how long? Oh, he beat up your mom? Well, here's your dad
right. Like, I don't want to see this nigga now. One bit, man. How you bring him here, man? Come on.
Oh, shit.
I probably might catch a little flack for that.
Hey, it is what it is. Fuck him. No, that's how I feel. Shit. But like and subscribe. Old Headz. Sports Entertainment. Podcast. On YouTube, also see Hendo. Like and subscribe, man. Please. I'm sick of working at the brewery. Like and subscribe. It's free, man. Number 9, Steve Harvey. Yeah! Yeah, Steve Harvey for me, man.
Show or stand up?
The show was cool.
Yeah,
but as far as like as a comedian, like stand up, Steve Harvey was never like terribly like funny to me.
His body of work doesn't reflect well. He's done a lot of shows, but I couldn't tell you like one of his best stand-ups.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I struggle with that. He was damn near on my list too, but I have some other motherfuckers before him.
Who you got at number? This would be number 8 for you.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Ced the Entertainer.
I know you said you don't like Ced.
It's just there's some guys that are funny when they're around other people, but he's never was really sustainably funny by himself. You couldn't name a movie that you'd be like, oh man, that shit was stand out. It always had like one had D-Ray in it, and D-Ray kind of stole the show with his funny ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just always piggybacking off somebody the fuck else. He's never really stand. That's how I feel about Lil Rel sometimes. He never independently does anything funny, but when you around other people, you funny. Like you put Ced like in the barbershop, hilarious. Yeah. But he piggybacking off everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he not even the star. He wasn't even a star. Ice Cube was a star of that shit.
Right.
You know, like, yeah, he's never independently funny by himself.
Like Cheech and Chong.
Right, he just always got to piggyback off something. He can never be Dolo and be funny. I don't.
I got you. Number 8 for me, sitcom All in the Family.
I can see that.
I never thought All in the Family was all that.
With Archie?
Funny. Yeah, I never thought that was all that funny.
I watched it, and to me, it was like one of them little barrier shows. They tried to bust that little barrier at one point, and that's what it was to me, like one of the bridge barrier shows. But I can dig it. I respect that.
What you got? Number 7.
D.L. Hughley. I've never really seen D.L. Hughley be funny. To me, his
show was hilarious.
I'll give him that. That show was hilarious.
And that should have ran a lot longer.
And I do agree. But for his body of work as a comedian, his best shit was Kings of Comedy. I couldn't tell you one of his better stand-ups.
Def Comedy Jam was funny.
Yeah, well, bits. Just bits. To me, bits. And a lot of that was recycled material that I seen because he was doing the same shit on Comic View as he did for Def Jam. I watched it. He was doing the same exact bits. So, to me, I think dude a little overrated to me. I'm keeping it a buck. Okay. I like him as a voice. I like him as like a radio voice, but I just never really thought much of him as a comedian.
Number 7 for me, Friends. I never thought Friends was funny. I thought nigga Joey, he might have say some funny shit every now and again. But that's just because he was just like dumb, you know what I'm saying? But like, I never understood the fascination with like Friends. Number 6 for you.
Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
He just wasn't funny to me. He just wasn't funny. If he were to tell 99 jokes, maybe one might be funny. He just was not funny to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Couldn't get into it. I even tried to give him a chance. Not funny.
Yeah, I couldn't get in the car. I don't know. George Lopez fucking hilarious.
He's hilarious.
George Lopez
He's hilarious.
Yeah,
I fuck with everything he do.
Even whatchamacallit, he not Benny Blanco from the Bronx, the other guy from Carlito's Way. Lewis.
Yeah.
You
I
know
know
what I'm talking
about.
about? That nigga's hilarious. And he can act too.
Yeah.
Number 6 for me, Hannibal Buress.
He's hit or miss, yeah.
I never understood Hannibal Buress. I never understood why people thought he was funny.
I can get it.
You know, that was I don't know. That's just my opinion, y'all. Y'all let us know if y'all think he's hilarious, but I don't know. Number 5, who you got?
The show The Big Bang Theory.
Nigga, me too. That is crazy.
It was. That's your number 5?
Yeah, nigga. Look, nigga. Number 5.
That's
nigga.
funny as shit.
That hell no. That is hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what
I don't know what it is,
bro.
man. It was didn't make no damn sense at times. The whole premise is just stupid to me, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, it was like the one dude to say some funny stuff.
The dude from Roseanne.
Is it him?
Yeah, the dude with the curly hair.
No, not him. The other dude. Sheldon.
Oh yeah.
Sheldon would say some funny stuff.
But Sheldon guys was weird.
Yeah.
The Arab and the white dude.
Yeah. I'm like, this is just like, it's not.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Yeah,
All these grown ass niggas in this space shit, it's over. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Big Bang Theory. So who's your number 4 then?
Aziz Ansari. He looks like a little Arabic dude. He was in the office a lot. He's always making faces and shit like that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, dog's just not really funny. He makes a few little funny faces and stuff. He gets it, but dog, he's just not really that funny. I've even watched his stand-ups and stuff. He's just not really that funny, man. I feel like he was highly overrated.
I haven't seen all his stand-ups, but I've seen one stand-up, and he was not funny at all. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan struggles. He's better as a podcast voice.
He was his stand-up. I was watching.
I've heard that about a lot.
It was. I did not like it at all.
So is that your 4?
No, hell no. I was just bringing him up. Amy Schumer is my 4. She is not funny to me at all. Respect her hustle. Glad she getting paid. But
yeah,
I've never understood why they put her on that pedestal. I always thought the other sister was a lot funnier. She lost all the weight, but the heavyset, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
I always thought Melissa McCarthy was a lot funnier than her. Now I'll never say no, she does stand up, but I never understood why Amy Schumer she was never funny to me.
Right. I feel that. Definitely feel
Number 3.
Tracy Morgan.
Really?
Tracy Morgan's really not that funny. He was funny as Hustle Man and Martin, but everything else, man, he's just not really that funny. The stand-up bit's not really that funny. I've watched his stand-ups. He's just not really that funny to me. I've never really thought dude was really that funny.
I always liked Tracy Morgan.
I liked him as Hustle Man. That's it. I couldn't tell you one stand-up that was worth a damn. I couldn't tell you any movie he was like a standout guy. He's just another guy who benefits off another person just like that. He don't do his own movies. He not funny enough to be independent. He never been really that funny to me. He did like some features in like maybe 30 Rock or something like that, a little show, but that shit wasn't funny to me neither. I didn't think 30 Rock was funny.
I never really watched 30 Rock.
Because it wasn't funny.
I never really watched 30 Rock.
Right, so that's not really that funny to me.
You know what's an underrated show? Getting off a little bit off topic. Kramer. Frasier.
Frasier was decent, yeah.
No, with Ted Danson.
Cheers.
No, he had another show that was really, because me and folks always talk about it. He was like, you snap with that one because people forget about it. It was a really good show. I'll find it, bro. Number 3 for me, South Park. South Park, I've never understood why people like South Park.
That's because they go to the extreme, nigga. They are wild on there. I've seen some shit on there that I can't even lie. South Park made me laugh because they have no motherfucking censorship. It's like they say whatever. I've seen some of the funniest shit ever in my motherfucking life on there. As far as like how they make fun of people, put it like that. But I feel you though. It's like your choice of beer. It ain't for everybody type shit.
Yeah, that shit
It's
was,
definitely not for everybody.
that shit was not funny to me, like not even a little bit, bro. Like I'm like, why do people like watch this stupid shit? Like, it's not funny. And then I remember the niggas made a movie called Basketball. I'm like,
That shit was so dumb.
I'm like, why the fuck do people like
That
watch
shit was
this
so
shit?
dumb, bro. That was one of the dumbest movies ever.
Cause even I was talking to my girl and she was like, I like South Park. I like such and such. Mama's a big fat bitch or something.
That shit's funny. Chef?
I don't know, bro.
Chef?
I don't know.
Alright, that was your number. That was your
Yeah,
number.
no, I'm trying to find this goddamn.
That was your number 3?
Yeah, was it Becker?
Yeah.
Was it Becker?
It is. That's just what it was.
Yeah, that was my shit, Becker. Now that shit was hilarious, bro. With him and the black dude, yeah, Becker. That was funny. My fault, but yeah, that was my number 3, South Park. I don't like that shit. It's not funny.
I don't like that shit.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me?
Yeah.
JB Smooth.
TK Kirkland. TK, if I'm wrong, come on the show, man. We can politic about it. I want to say TK Kirkland said JB Smooth is funny. He's hilarious. One of the most funniest comedians in the world for the first 15 minutes.
Yep.
Then after that, it's downhill.
It really is. I turned this shit off.
God damn.
There's a lot of shit I've done in life, and it's very rare that I've turned off, a whole stand up in like 10 minutes into it. This is like one of the first times I used to give. I've given everybody I've listed damn near a chance. I watched that
half hour.
at least. I was like, man, listen, I can't do this shit no more. I turned that shit the fuck off. I couldn't. JB Smooth is not funny to me at all. He's funny for the first 15 minutes, like you said, like Husbands of Hollywood, stuff like that. He's funny in that, but like solo, no, that nigga's annoying, really.
That's what it starts to be. In my opinion, it starts to become more or less like annoying. That's a great way of looking at it. That was your number 2?
That was my number 2.
I went for sure SNL Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
The fascination. Like, they'll have
they're hit or miss. Very hit or miss.
They really hit or miss, and when I say hit or miss, it's talent. Like, you might have
when Eddie Murphy was on there, it was funny. Chris Farley was funny.
Like
Will Ferrell, some of his funny.
Like back in the early 70s, 80s, they was really on that shit where you had Belushi, Eddie Murphy. You had
Right.
Like, they was funny then. But it seemed like after when the 90s started to come into, I don't know, bro. Like, SNL was never, it's not too much.
Well, they had Chris Farley and David Spade and Rob Schneider in their little prime when they was all
Rob Schneider was never funny to me.
When they were all together, they had a nice little duo over there. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where they were all clicked up together, and that's when they
Cedric and Steve.
Right. That's when they were doing some of their best work, and that's when they started branching out. And then even Adam Sandler was over there.
Chris Rock was over there too.
Yep.
They barely used him.
Yep. But when he didn't have to. He started doing stuff like writing, and when you start doing writing and start producing and start going behind the scenes and not have to be the face no more, that's where the money's at. And he found that out early. So.
Number 1, funny show or stand-up to people you think find funny but you think are just okay.
Friends.
Okay.
I've never understood Friends. Everybody loved the shit out of Friends. Friends was one that would just always escape me. It would just always escape me. I was like, man, I just don't get it. I would watch Seinfeld before I would watch Friends.
That's wild.
I would watch an episode of Seinfeld before I watch Friends. I just don't get it, man. It just
Number one for me, Seinfeld. Hands down, man. I'll watch, bro. I never
He said
understood.
he'll watch Friends before you watch
I
Seinfeld.
watch Friends before that. At least some of the chicks on there is cute.
I don't get it.
Even though whatchamacallit was cute too, Julia Dreyfus. But yeah, bro, I couldn't. Nah, bro, you got me fucked up, dog. Seinfeld, I never understood the fascination with Seinfeld.
I mean, I guess somebody liked it, but me, I couldn't do Friends, man.
I did not like Seinfeld. It was so boring, dog. That shit was so boring. I'm like, dog, hey, you know, like, so I went to the store and she's like, okay. And I'm like, okay.
No, leave Jerry alone, dog.
No. So, you know, what is like.
Oh man, you're not gonna assassinate my man Jerry like that.
He did say one funny thing. That nigga was like, so it's like, what if like you're married to a musician and what do you say, magician, and you're a magician and she pulls a head out, a rabbit out the head, and you're like, okay.
Some of it was I don't listen to Jerry.
That
I
was
can't
the
do
only
Friends.
thing I remember, and I actually heard that on the mixtape, so I didn't even watch that. So
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
Seinfeld is not my jam at all. not even a little bit. But number 4, man, he ain't here today. He had daddy duties today, Bi. But this is normally his segment, but this is how we end every show, man. It is trade yourself. It's basically a nice way of telling somebody, you know what I'm saying, fuck you. But you know, in a nice way, you know, it could be, you know, your husband, your wife, maybe one of your kids, you know, your mom, your auntie, your cousin that keep asking for money, you know. You don't cuss them out. Just look at them, say, you sir, ma'am, you need to trade yourself. So we normally try to keep it with sports figures, Mike Malone, Brett Favre, the welfare queen. People like that, you know, but this week, Hendo, we need to trade themselves, man.
Damn, man, that's a lot of people this week. I'm gonna do one for the co-host that ain't here, man. Billy Donovan and Zach LaVine. They need to both combo trade yourselves, man. If y'all don't leave Chicago, please, man. Bulls, y'all need to go look. Who the coach that the Bucks fired?
Boonhausen.
If y'all don't find that nigga ASAP, if y'all don't go find Coach Bud
For real.
and utilize him and act like you just didn't know he was available right now, just let Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan's supposed to be leaving to go to college anyway. He's supposed to be coaching some college team. Man, listen.
Coach Bud, I always look confused.
He do. He really fucking do. But I tell you one thing. I watched him take a team and work with what they had and move the motherfuckers
He's a
up.
good coach.
Go get that motherfucker.
He's a good
Because he
coach.
proven shit. He got a ring.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Listen.
He's a good coach.
Second move. I don't know what the fuck you got to do. If you got to let this nigga go for a bag of chips and 2 car mats, get Zach LaVine the fuck out of Chicago. Zach,
Yeah.
listen, it's been one, my guy. We loved you. Get the fuck up out of here, dog. It's like a relationship that went bad, and now y'all been seeing other people and shit, but they are still living together and shit. And you like, damn, dog. Listen, If you don't have $300 by the end of this month, man, get the fuck out, man. Just get the fuck out, man. Seriously, man. It's been one. I loved you. It was a great time, but your time in Chicago has expired, man. Both y'all 2 motherfuckers trade yourselves the fuck away from Chicago Bulls, please and thank you.
I like that. I actually went with Jonte Porter.
You fucking dummy.
For getting banned by the
This
NBA.
nigga got a lifetime ban.
Yeah, for having someone place an $80,000 bet that would have won them $1 million. In the words of Fred Sanford, you big dummy. You big dummy. What were you thinking?
You know, there's only 10 people that ever get a lifetime ban.
Dog, He dummies, you big dummies. I'll put a plural. But and then also, man, one more I had to go with that little tiny AI statue.
They said that they gave that motherfucker a Timu statue first and foremost. Then they said they thought it was Bow Wow doing a crossover after. They could have did my man a little bit better than that. Hey, I'm glad he got a statue. A statue is a statue. Listen, when they put you a statue up, they put you a statue up. They did a bogus ass one of Scottie Pippen and his little fro. I'll never forget that one. I just feel like the little statues is always bogus. If you get a bigger statue like the Mike one, or whoever else got another one, I think Shaq got one, don't he? Them motherfuckers is cold, but yeah, them little ones, them don't be it. That iron it don't kill to your face like it should, man.
Like, I was so disappointed, man, that the same motherfucker that made micro machines made that goddamn statue. For real. Motherfucker was talking fast as shit making that statue.
They could have did a little better, man.
But salute to AI, definitely deserve a statue, tiny or not. It's all out of love. We just feel like what AI meant to the culture, what he meant to the league at that time, and just going forward, he should have a statue just as big as the GOAT, Michael Jordan. That's just my personal opinion. But salute anyway.
I had a conversation with somebody who told me they had AI as they GOAT.
Really?
They said AI is the best overall player ever.
Oh. You should have told them they should have tuned in to episode 97. So you can see at the end of episode 97, they will be on the person who needs to trade themselves. I'll get that name after the show. Well, man, it's been episode 96, man, back in the basement. Appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. As always, I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. Happy 420, man, all the smokers out there. Please be responsible, man. Don't do anything stupid. Man, Saturday night, man, doing a little wacky tobacco. Check out, download the app, bump that radio, man. Our brother Detroit Manuel, you want to have some little wacky tobacco tonight? And man, listen to some good music. Download the app, bump that radio. Also, man, it's getting hot. Sun's coming out. Go check out if you're in the La Crosse area over near La Crosse Street. King KO Car Wash. Cousin over there doing great detailing and all that good stuff. As well as, man, trying to get fresh for the summertime coming up, man. Springtime, a breath of fresh over on the Jackson Plaza over by in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Our brother Focus over there. He also does shoe restoration, so you might not have necessarily the money to get the kicks, but hey, you got some kicks you need cleaned up. Man, take it to a breath of fresh. And also JV, The Closet, over on 5th and King, man. Also, exclusive kicks, man. Check our brother out, black owned, man. You don't got to go to eBay. You ain't got to go to the cities, man. Shop local, shop La Crosse, man. Shop black owned. Man, shop with us, man. Old Head Sports Entertainment, inbox me. All my t-shirts that you see, man, if you ever looking for them, any size, any color, inbox me, man. We're trying to get better equipment, man, so we can bring better content. And don't forget, don't be dusty, man. It's 2024, man. Like and subscribe, man. Don't be a dust bucket, all right? You don't want to be that, all right? Get up, stand up, like Bob Marley said. Hit the like and subscribe button, man. Old Head Sports Entertainment Podcast. It's enough of me. I'm going to let this brother, man, tell you where you can find him. And you know what I'm saying? Episode 97, same time next week, man. Big tings for episode 100, man. That's going to be a blast, man. Hopefully we have some people come in town. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Today is college ball Saturdays. So check us out, man. We can do our little debate on college basketball, college football, college baseball. So check us out on Facebook on the page. Also, YouTube. And, coming to Spotify soon, man. So what you got to say, Hendo?
Shit, man. You already know what it is, man. Hendo G, a.k.a. French Loaf, a.k.a. Mr. Honey Pack himself, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, really, and Hendo gon' tell you the truth. Be out, Mr. Info, you know what we here for, the Old Heads Podcast. Yo, we coming from dog shades to the team at the Barclays, the Old Heads Podcast. Yo, from what's scoring 100 to job being wanted, the Old Heads Podcast. Yo, let's go.